Hello everybody, today I'm going to be giving my honest opinions on E3 2013, or actually E3 2014, because E3's have been announcing a lot of games that a lot of people have been waiting for a very long time. For instance, Mirror's Edge 2. Now I have played Mirror's Edge, like the original Mirror's Edge. It was okay. I definitely like the parkour thing, but I really wish you could free roam. I really wish it was multiplayer. And I really wish you could I wish you could just free roam without having guys like shooting at you every 5 seconds and having this guy just like over an intercom like blah blah blah, you do this, do that all the freaking time. I also wish that buildings weren't all white and red and green. And if you play Mirror's Edge, you know what I mean. Like, there's actually some. Actually, if you look in the picture, you can see what I mean by that. Now, another game that I've been waiting for is Half-Life 3. Actually, a lot of people have been waiting for this game for a very long time because at least Portal 2 got announced remotely after a fair amount of time. We've been waiting for this game since 2007. I mean, come on, we really want to see what happens. We want to see yeah, we want to see what happens. I mean, we want to see what happens with Kleiner, what happens with everybody. We want to see um, what Alex's initial reaction is after, like, instead of "Don't leave me, Dad, I'm so sorry." Yes, I know how the second episode ends. I haven't beat it, but I know. I mean, I've seen my dad beat it. He's beaten like every game in existence, but um, I just hope it doesn't turn out like Halo 4 did. Oh, and that's another thing. Halo 5. Why? Why E3? Why? I can understand Microsoft. Microsoft. Oh crap, my headset. My oh crap. Um, Microsoft, what were you thinking? Like, I've heard so much about the Xbox One. I just find everything you've done retarded. Retarded. Now, I've been a Halo fan my entire life. It was one of the very first games I've ever played. And after a while, I got really good at it, and I really thought it was a good game. And then Halo 4 happened. I'm sorry, but at least Bungie made the games good. Halo 4 is nothing but just random people going. Is Halo 4 is nothing except you waking up in a ship, killing random guys, trying to get off, and killing more random guys, and then hearing that Cortana's gonna die. It's nothing but you just running around shooting things, really. There's almost no story except trying to find Halsey. And the story just blowed. The multiplayer blowed. Everything about Halo 4 just was terrible, except for one thing. Actually, two things. One, Spartan Ops. Spartan Ops was fun. I love Spartan Ops. I mean, I still wish they had, like, Firefight, but I guess it's one or the other. And, I wish they had, like, some of the armor that they had in other previous games that they don't anymore. Like, I wish they had the Hayabusa helmet from Halo 3. Like, Reach should have had that too. But what really bothers me about Halo 5 is I'm afraid that it's going to suck as well as Halo 4, and that what really bothers me is that it's coming on the Xbox 720. And if you know, and now if you know some of the things that about the 720, which I was really excited when I heard it was coming out. Then I heard more about it. Not backwards compatible. It listens and watches you all the time. Meaning if you say as much as one thing that like if it doesn't like, it might just turn off or something like that. It can scan your face and decide whether or not you're old enough to play a game or not. It can also, if someone, it scans your face to see if you've purchased the game or not, and it'll know the real owner. So if someone comes walking behind you, it'll shut off the game. I'm not just talking. I'm not just saying it'll like set you back to the main menu. I'm saying it'll turn off the entire Xbox, just off. What really worries me about that is that they might actually turn off. They might actually cancel Xbox 360 Live like they did with the original Xbox, which really set me off. I heard. Um, yeah. So, I mean, come on. Use your head, Microsoft. And they say if you don't want 24/7 internet, use the Xbox 360. No, I can understand. I can't even understand. No, I can't even understand that. We want evolution. We want better. You made us wait for so long, and now you're giving us a new system, and now you're going to say we can't even play half the. You know, I don't even care really because Halo 5 is probably gonna blow anyways. But seriously, you're really putting people's lives in danger just so they can have a video game console to play new games. Microsoft, I hope you're watching that. Think about it. It's not safe. And I think GameStop said that's not going to be a good way to get people to buy your system. It's just going to. Xbox One is going to turn out like Windows Vista. They're going to work so hard on one thing, and then everything else is going to suck about it. And no matter, but the thing about this that's different from Windows Vista is you're not going to fix it, no matter how much people complain, because people have already complained enough. The Xbox One has not even come out yet. At least people complained after Windows Vista came out. So, yeah. Seriously. Come on. Use your heads. Dragon Age 3. I have played Dragon Age 1 and 2 before. Uh, they were okay. I can't say I can't particularly say I love them because I've really never been a big fan of like the medieval times with their dragons and their wizards and their mages and their crap. But when I did play these games, it did make me have a ginormous turn on what I of like this game in particular. I've seen people that were never really fans of video games before beat this game, and I was amazed at, and I was just really amazed. I could not believe that they would do something like that. Like a people that didn't even like video games would beat this. That must prove that this game was very, very, very good. Like very good. Now, and Dragon Age 2 is also very, very, very good, from what I hear. Which is uncommon because generally, like, one game really is really good. The second game really, really sucks, and the third game is really good. Like, always very. Uh, but no, this is game. The people who made this game really knew what they were doing, and I guess they really focused and really wanted the game to be really good, and they succeeded. So kudos to the people who made the Dragon Age game in the first place. Minecraft 2. I uh Now this is actually my friend told me that Minecraft 2 may come out around fall, but I looked all over the internet and nothing actually showed up. So I don't know where he actually heard that. My friend, I mean the shy guy, um E3 never actually announced it, which makes me a little scared. But Minecraft was a very, very legendary game, and I can't imagine why they wouldn't make like a sequel that, especially one that wasn't, you know, because I can just imagine the day that Notch decides to make Minecraft 2, the same thing but futuristic, but not blocks. Like imagine it. You're actually like it's kind of like got the graphics of Halo 4, but you still have like the pickaxe and crap and all that fancy dandy crap. Now, if I'm correct, Minecraft, like the Minecraft One, was not actually supposed to be made entirely out of blocks when Notch actually got the idea in the first place. Notch wanted it to be like real life, but he realized that that wasn't going to be as easy as this and that, so he just made the game out of blocks because he decided that would just be easier than making. Like, imagine being in a cave and you're mining stuff. Like, it's gonna be hard to make it look real. You probably understand what I mean. Like, you get tiny little chunks each time after you keep repeatedly slamming into the rock with your pickaxe. You get tiny little pieces, and I mean, when you walk up to a tree, you can just hit it, but you get like these little pieces of bark instead of like the actual tree itself, and it would also look kind of weird that there's a tree just sitting floating, which has always kind of bothered me. I really always wished it would just fall down. Like, why? Why would you not? Why would it not? And that's another thing that kind of bothers me. Like, things need physics. I mean, I can understand why some things, like, come on. Make it so there's, like, support beams or something. That's how we would make roofs. Make it so they're not that hard to craft. Make it so you can, like, craft them out of stone. Come on. Don't make floating blocks. Because imagine you're, like, walking around town and you just see a big block of just floating dirt. And some guy holding like a random hoe, like smashing other people. That people just like vanishing into a puff of smoke, and like all these random other blocks just fall out of their pocket. Like you have a minecart in your pocket. You have a pickaxe in your pocket. You have train tracks in your pocket. You have TNT in your pocket. It's retarded. So if you put it in, if you kind of say it like that, it makes it sound so incredibly retarded. So I'd rather not think of it that way. But some people do. It just depends on how you look at things. Like if you look at things that way, then you probably think Minecraft sucks. But it it's a good game. I mean, I just wish it wasn't so. I wish there was more futuristic stuff. Like, I wish the best lighting source, unless you got a mod, wasn't glowstone. Like, I don't even think there is such a stuff. I mean, you could get plutonium to give off a eerie green lighting. Not plutonium, uranium. I mean, that would be better than something that doesn't even exist, like glowstone. Like, I looked it up. Like, a lot of stuff you'll find in Minecraft is real. Cobblestone is real. I don't think redstone's real, but I mean, you can look it up. They still, like, there is, I think there is such a thing as redstone. I just don't think it, like, powers up crap. There are such things as emeralds. I mean, well, obviously. What would be in Minecraft that not many people know about? I want to say netherrack, but I mean, nether isn't real, so let's cancel that. I don't know how to put it. Oh, here's one. Lapis lazuli is real. I didn't know that for a while. Uh, and I bet a lot of people didn't know that because lapis lazuli is like the one thing that no one actually likes. It looks nice. It's pretty strong. I mean, you can probably build a house out of it. Stuff. I don't know. I don't know, man. Assassin's Creed 4. Oh my god. I got Assassin's Creed 3. I haven't actually played the first two. Um, because I don't. I'm not really good at stealth. I'm just good at main combat itself. I like the parkouring concept. Um, and it was a really, really fun game, and I really enjoyed it. And it grew old on me kind of fast, though. When I heard, I wasn't actually too psyched. I don't know why, but Assassin's Creed 3 kind of got boring on me way too fast. Like, I'm not going to lie, it's a very good game. I don't know why it got so old. Like, I'm pretty sure I was the fast. I'm pretty sure out of anyone on the planet, it grew old to me the fastest. Uh, that's probably because I don't like how everything is so old-fashioned. And I really don't like that ship stage in Assassin's Creed 3 where you had to, where your potential father is screaming, "You do not lose the target!" And then you had to like dodge all these other ships. You had to destroy all the other ships. You can't destroy the one ship, and these one ship will keep firing cannons at you. And then right when you think that you're done, you're not. Obviously, it's a really hard stage on easy mode, and I can't get past it. It's incredibly hard. The thing about that is, my friend had it for a much longer amount of time than I did. He, I caught up to him very fast. That's probably because he doesn't actually do the missions themselves. He just runs around like Boston and New York, just like just like demolishing all the red coats. Uh, and I find that kind of fun too. But I'm stuck in the middle of the mission. I can't like just quit the mission, which is stupid. So technically, and I mean, you can't just load a specific level. Meaning, if you're on one level and you want to do something else, you can't unless but you'll have to replay the whole game all over again. And once you've hit 3 save files, that's it. You're done. I crap you not. That's it. So I really hope they improve Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, and I really hope it's not about pirates because I just can't stand there. And their vodka and their crap, but still, there's always room to hope. I guess. Battlefield 4. Now I've never actually seen that much footage from Battlefield 3, 2, or 1, but the very, very little I have seen made me psyched for the game. And I actually thought it came out a very long time. Like a few months, like around March. I thought it came out in February. I I asked for it. They said it wasn't out yet. So I was a little sad. But I've seen like um now most people like Cloud8745 will say stuff like, "Oh, games nowadays are all about graphics, no story." I wish it was just about the game. It wasn't just about graphics. Now I can understand where people are coming from here, but Battlefield 4 just put this one thought in my head. I agree with those people, but I also disagree at the same time. See, as long as the game is good, that's all that matters. But good graphics doesn't ruin the story. It actually makes the game much better. But they're right. If the game is all about good graphics, and if it's like an FPS with like if it's a FPS with great graphics, but it's a terrible game itself, it's just, yeah, it's like, oh, kill this one guy because he robbed a bank, and then it's like this one guy has an entire freaking army. It's kind of like that, but Battlefield 4, it it just makes those people wrong. It has great graphics. It has cutscenes for everything. And on top of all of it, it has great graphics. Great story, great everything. Oh, crap. Sorry about that. Um, sorry. Um, but yeah. Well, Moving on. Splinter Cell Blacklist. I have always been a fan of the Splinter Cell franchise. I liked every single game that ever came out for it. They were always fun. I mean, I didn't particularly care that much for Double Agent, but that game was just impossible. I'm sorry. Everything about that game was impossible. Um, I didn't actually get Chaos Theory, and I did get Conviction. It was very fun. But Conviction just took a lot of the elements that made Splinter Cell. I mean, you couldn't. It wasn't as much stealth focused as it was killing everybody in the room and getting to the next stage. And I mean, there was all these Splinter Cells with all those goggles, and they just saw you no matter what you did. It was not stealth focused. There was some stages where it was, but the stealth stages went from kind of easy to just impossible unless you had an IQ of 1,000,000. I mean, God, they really need to fix that. I mean, and it went from and I mean, come on, let's face it. The stealth meter in the original games made the game have more challenge because it made you debate whether or not the enemies could see you or not. But then they just made it so if you were in the shadows, the screen just lost its color. Really? Really? That just took the whole. And I mean, despite all that, half the moves that Sam Fisher could do in the original few games, he couldn't anymore. Like the wall split. Um, what I did like, however, was that Sam had infinite pistol ammo. That was very good. I was really happy that they added that because if they didn't, then I'd just be, oh my god. I also did like, I also will miss the retarded AI that was in the original games. You could shoot out the lights in the original games, and they would just be like, I taste something. It was retarded. And they just keep walking. They don't even care that one of the lights just exploded behind them and they thought they heard a gunshot. No, 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 no. They don't care. They also had like flashbang grenades, and they got rid of the night vision goggles. He has goggles, but there's a difference between the goggles he had in Conviction and the other goggles. The other goggles had night vision, had thermal vision. No, these ones just see through walls, and they do a crappy job at illuminating dark areas that you can barely see in the first place. But you get the Mac in Blacklist, and I really hope you get a lot of the moves that you had in the original few games back as well, because Splinter Cell Conviction just didn't feel like Splinter Cell at all. And I never actually beat any of these Splinter Cell games except I think I may have beaten Conviction. That's only because it made it way too easy. And it also had that new system, like the mark and execute thing. Yeah, I swear, they made it easy on purpose. They don't even care anymore. They just got rid of everything that made the game what it was and just replaced it with crap. But and another thing that really upset me was that when I heard that Michael Ironside wasn't doing the voice of Fisher anymore. He's supposed to be getting older, and instead of having a guy that sounds like he is getting older, give him a guy that sounds like he's 20 years old. So let's face it, in the first game he was like 40 years old. Well, no, he was like 30 years old, and then he went to 40, and then Conviction, and like Chaos Theory, he was 40 years old again, and then Conviction he was like 50. I don't know. I don't know how old he actually is, but the guy who's doing his voice now just does not. Wow, he doesn't even. They don't even sound alike. He goes from sounding like this to sounding like this, like freaking. Oh, what's his name? Peanut from Jeff Dunham's show. Oh my god, actually now that I think it, of course it's gone, but come on. Seriously. Pooh. Deus Ex The Fall. Now, I actually found out about this game by looking on E3. I'd never heard of. I mean, I love Deus Ex. I mean, the original Deus Ex doesn't actually work for some unknown reason most of the time on Steam, which is why I have it on. I don't know. I stopped playing Human Revelation, and I never actually got the second game. I didn't. I've seen some gameplay of the second game. It just did not look appealing to me. But it looks like we're returning with the main character from Deus Ex Human Revelation, which I forgot the name of. Um, Unbelievably, I know the name should be in my head, but it's not. But oy vey. But I loved some of the animations that you had. I loved how it didn't really matter who you killed. I loved how it was like, it didn't seem at first like it was going to be an RP game, and then it just jumped right full RP. You could take missions, you could like eat energy bars, soda, oh my god. And it was fun, and I just stopped playing it because I think around that time Halo Reach came out or some crap, which was a good game, and my friends really wanted me to play that most of the time, so I just said, okay, I'll play that, and I did. And I never heard that Deus Ex The Fall was coming out. I never even knew the name. I really wish I could have done better. I don't actually know that much about it because I literally just found out about it, but I always have room to hope that it's going to be a very good game, like the rest of the games have proven to be, except for, well, the second one. Minecraft Xbox One Edition. Okay, this is taking it a little too far. I've heard it's got bigger multiplayer, bigger worlds. Hello, worlds are big enough already. You can fit a city in there. And it's going to be for a console that literally spies on you 24/7. Well, over the time I've been making this video, I've thought about stuff you could do to make everything better about like how you could actually fix the problems with the Xbox One. All you have to do is take a picture of someone that looks old enough and just say he's bought every single one of the games. Hang it in front of your Kinect sensors. Then enjoy your game. They'll never see anyone walking behind you, but if they do decide that you sound too young, then that's going to be a problem. But some people just don't go through. Like some people don't have cracked voices, which kind of annoys me and scares me at the same time. Uh, so that so they shouldn't bother on that. But still, oh my god. I've been recording for like hours, but I mean, for you, it's been like 28 minutes. Um, how do I put this delicately? Don't get this game! The Xbox 360 edition is much better. Nothing really has changed. Nothing really will change. You'll just have to wait for all the updates a second time. In fact, if they stop updating the 360 edition, I'm going to be super angry. Like, really? They should not force you to go up and evolve to something that could potentially end your life. The 720 or the Xbox One or the Xbox Infinity or the Xbox Fusion, whatever one you like to call it, it's not a safe console. To wrap it all up, I'm going to explain to you why the Xbox One is the last thing you should get. I mean, even if you are an Xbox fan, you're probably going to hate this console. It's not even backwards compatible. I'm going to explain to you why. And just by explaining the terrible things about this console, you'll understand why you want to get the PS4 instead, which is why I'm not getting the Xbox One. And I've been Xbox my entire life, but not anymore. Once this thing comes out, once the PS4 comes out, I'm done. I'm just done. Alright, first of all, the Xbox One will come with two Kinect sensors. One for sound, one for watching you. One will detect everything you say, and one will detect everything you do. It will watch you and listen to you. Because as we all know, in capitalist America, TV watches you! Ugh. Now, the Xbox One is not even backwards compatible, and instead of like touching a button and say, you have to say Xbox One on. Turn it on. So ungodly stupid. And I mean, it's not even backwards compatible, meaning if you want, and I mean, I've heard you can record games and like upload them to YouTube. Okay, that's good. That's good. You did something good. 1 out of 5 million things wrong with this thing. It's not even backwards compatible. So if you want to record a video of Halo Reach, good luck. It's not gonna work. Too bad. So sad. You're dad. Now, if you could make the Xbox, no, seriously, tell me this. If you could make the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, backwards compatible, why would you not make the Xbox One? What made you think that was a good idea? What made you think any of this was a good idea? Seriously. And for all those people that don't like 24/7 connection, you can't do anything if there's a game coming out on the 720 that you really want. For instance, Mirror's Edge 2, or any of the games that have been previously listed on this list. Anything. If you wanted to play any one of those games and it was on that, you could not play it on the 360. You couldn't. If you wanted to be safe, you couldn't. And the worst part is the government can actually spy on you with the Xbox One. How's that? And because they can, who's to say other people can't? Now, that means anybody could be watching you at any time. You'd be sitting down playing games with your whole entire family. There could be something like really private that you don't want someone seeing, and they'll see it if they so darn well choose to. How does that make you feel? Not to mention, some of the games that have previously been released on the Xbox 360 were not really good games. For instance, I've heard Call of Duty, the latest Call of Duty wasn't a very good game. Halo 4, I know for a fact wasn't a good game because I own it. And I play it almost every day against my will, but, seriously. My head pounds knowing that I'm not going to get one of these things. And it seriously can judge whether or not you're old enough to play a game. I'm not kidding. That means if you're like, I don't know, 11 years old and you really, really like the Halo games, if you get an Xbox One, I can't imagine why you would, but if you got an Xbox One, it could decide whether or not you're old enough to play it. And because you're 11, it'll know not to let you play it, so it'll probably just turn the game off. And if someone behind you walks in and decides that they didn't actually purchase the game, guess what happens? It turns off. I'm not talking about the game. I'm not talking just about the game. I'm talking about the whole console. There's only one good thing this is for. So if some guy like Jeff the Killer pops up behind you, you'll know. That's just about it. That's the only good thing about this console. It's crap. And like I said before, it's going to be just like Windows Vista. Except they're not going to transform Windows Vista into Windows 7. They're just going to leave it in the Vista stage. Repeat that to your friends. As long as they understand you, they'll understand why you should not get an Xbox. I'm not kidding about any of this. This is all true. Go read it yourself. It was announced And instead of making it so you could turn off 24/7 connection, they said, well, if you don't want 24/7 internet connection, the Xbox 360, we want evolution. But so far, you've been proving that evolution is nothing but a bad thing for Microsoft. Microsoft has been doing absolute crap very recently, and Apple isn't doing very good either. I mean, I've never actually adored Apple. I mean, maybe their phones are good. The computers are absolute trash. That's my opinion. They run really fast, but that's just it. That's it. They have good graphics. They run really fast. That's it. If I were to get if I was to get a choice in computer, I wouldn't actually choose the one I have now. I'd choose Alienware. But then again, who wouldn't? Um, and if you're wondering, no, I have Windows 7. I don't actually have Linux. I wish I had Linux, because I'm starting to think anything's better than the piece of trash I have, which God forbid. Now, if you have any questions about the Xbox One, I'll look into it. I'll see what I can find, and if I can answer your question, I'll do my best. But if you have any questions about anything else, just ask. Let me know. If you have any games you'd like me to talk about, and if you want my true and honest opinion, just ask. But oh my God, some of the newer games are just turning out to be crap. Some of them are actually good, but some of them are just terrible. Well, anyways, see you guys later. Bye bye. P.S. Minecraft must be a really good game if it had places on this list twice.